Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another video. As we watch Bitcoin marching towards $100,000 right now and ADA breaking the 80-cent mark today, it's a good time to be in crypto. There's a lot of heads turning back towards crypto in general and Cardano specifically. A lot of different narratives starting to build. We're going to look at some of them in this video. We'll look at some of the reasons that I think the price of ADA has been on such a good run over the last while. We'll look at Cardano native assets and a few other things. Timestamps will be down below. If you got questions or want me to deep dive into any different aspects of it, leave a comment down below this video and I'll try and do that in another one. Even if you don't, leave a comment. It does help push the video out there, as well as likes, subscribe, share it out. I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. So it really has been a great few weeks for Bitcoin. You can see since the start of November, where we were down at just under $70,000, up all the way to $94,500 right now. With Donald Trump getting voted in as the next US president, there's a lot of excitement about what's going to happen there. Elon Musk being a part of it, RFK being in there as well. There's a lot of crypto-friendly people now in around the White House, which is great to see for us in crypto. What we want is fair policy that can really drive the space forward. So if you look at the overall crypto market cap here, you can see Bitcoin $94,500 up, I was going to say only 4% for the week. When you look at how far it has come, how close it is getting to $100,000, it really is. It's still kind of crazy to see what's happening here. Some events that are happening around the world with Russia, Ukraine, it's kind of, I'm surprised it hasn't had a bigger effect on the market right now. I suppose it kind of just shows the positivity that's there right now, that people aren't getting scared, or maybe they're looking at if something major does happen there, then maybe crypto is what some people will be falling back into with what we see coming into power in the US. If we come down here to the price of ADA, just over 80 cents right now, up 39% again for this week. Last week as well was a huge week for the price of ADA. You can see the overall market cap up to $28 billion now, which is way ahead of Tron where it is, and USDC still a little bit off, but at the rate that it's climbing at the minute, it might be that long until we can claim another place on CoinMarketCap. If you look as well, today we've seen a new all-time high for Cardano TVL, which is the total value locked in Cardano DeFi applications. Now this is in the US dollar, so a lot of this comes back to the price of ADA going up. So obviously the value of what's locked up in the smart contracts is going up. When we look at ADA, hasn't been a huge amount of movement in the last while, but I think things are really starting to, there's a lot more excitement coming in there and lots more people starting to wake up and coming back into crypto and into Cardano to see what's actually been happening. They've been sleeping the last while because the markets haven't been exciting until recently. So now there's more people starting to take notice. And one thing that I think is really going to help here is with Bitcoin OS. And I will do a full video looking at this, and I'm hoping to sit down with the team fairly soon. But this is what was announced at the Cardano Summit, where Cardano could become a DeFi layer for Bitcoin. And when I heard it first, I was kind of like, oh, that's nice. It could be a nice add-on to have. But the more I start to read into it and the more I look at it, the more I think this is a massive opportunity, because it's not just a bridge where people can move their Bitcoin into Cardano. We've had bridges for a while. I know what Bitcoin OS have is more secure with using ZK technology and that they can verify proofs within a Bitcoin block. But it goes a lot further, the integrations that can happen there. And if we get the UI and the UX right, which is what the likes of Tokyo Pay, the Tokyo wallet, integrating with Bitcoin OS and the partnership they have there to try and make this as simple as possible for users. So say with people who have Bitcoin, over on the Bitcoin side, they have the same wallet. They don't have to go looking for a new wallet. They use that wallet and they can use their Bitcoin within Cardano DeFi. They don't even have to know themselves that they're using Cardano dApps. They just know that they're getting involved in DeFi. They go through whatever UI UX it is. Tokyo Pay looks like they will be one of the front runners there. You also have Fluid Tokens who've been working on this for a long time now with the Bitcoin integrations. Things like that are really going to open up the possibilities. You could have someone with Bitcoin, they want to take out a loan against the Bitcoin. That hasn't really been possible before. There's some methods out there, but not as secure as can be done now. So what they can do is put up the Bitcoin as collateral. interact with, we say, liquid finance over on the Cardano side, which is the biggest DApp on Cardano in terms of TVL right now. So put up Bitcoin against a loan over there and get the USDT or USDC. There'd be bridge versions. Maybe get USDM, which is a Cardano native asset or a Cardano native fiat backed stablecoin. Get that back into the wallet then. And then they have a stablecoin against their locked up Bitcoin, which they haven't been able to do before, which does lead to more TVL for Cardano, leads to more people taking notice and more people coming in to get involved in what's being built here. More builders will be interested coming in and building on top of what's there because they see the users will start to come in there. And we'll look at some other stats in a few minutes to show that there's more and more people starting to come in, starting to get active within trading in Cardano again. So I think that's one big narrative that's really starting to kick off and really starting to help with the price of ADA. Obviously, a few things with Charles, a few links with what I talked about in the last video, potential links to people in the White House with what he's doing in terms of really trying to push crypto policy next year. I think we really have seen a new Charles coming back from the retreat. Actually, he posted there a while ago, heading to DC. Again, you will have a lot of people taking that and seeing what potentially could that be for. We see today there was releases of how there is going to be a crypto person in the White House, a crypto representative in the White House. Now, again, you'll have people adding all these small things together and coming up with answers that Charles is going to be there. We don't know that yet, but I think a lot of these different speculative things are making people FOMO into ADA and Cardano based assets right now. If you look down through Charles's timeline since he came back, this one here is another one talking about Solana. Instead of putting Solana down or putting other chains down or talking about the negatives of them, he's talking about the positives of other chains and really trying to bring things together, especially with XRP. Is it here? There is a few different things here. So I had a great meeting with Jed McCaleb. If you look at that, he's the founder of Stella Development Foundation. Also Igon, that was a good one. I will be sitting down with Navjeet next week actually for a catch up. A lot of things to cover there, especially what they're trying to do with Web 2, bringing Web 2 into Web 3. One of them being with Vort and what they're doing there with their MVP. But we'll get into that next week. Igon, I think based on this tweet alone, has had a really nice push over the last week. We'll see that in a few minutes. But if you come down here, there was a few other ones in this too. So Joel Katz. So again, David Schwartz, who is the CTO at Ripple. And there was one other one. I'm not going to see it now. But again, what we see is he's talking very positively about other chains, about collaborations between them. And people are taking this as this is back to when Charles was really pushing things forward for Cardano. If we look at this video here, actually, I might play this at the end, but this was about Charles and what he was saying about XRP and how we can add amazing DeFi components to XRP. They can add liquidity and wonderful stablecoin layer, RLUSD and bridges definitely. So talking about how Cardano could add some DeFi aspects into XRP as well. Actually, Angry Crypto Show is great for taking some of these clips over on Twitter, and make sure you follow him on YouTube. He puts up, I think, a video nearly every day right now, or for a good while now, about Cardano based news. Definitely worth the follow. But things like this are making a lot more people positive, because for a while there, it was looking at the negatives of other chains and trying to say Cardano's better because of this or because of that. But a lot of these types of things and a lot of this speculation over, is Cardano going to work with XRP? Is Cardano going to work with so there was the other one I couldn't think of. Brad Garlinghouse, again, links to XRP with Charles and Brad there. Then you have this here where Charles posted it was a good day going to SpaceX. Now again, whether is this going to be something with Cardano and SpaceX? Is it World Mobile and SpaceX? Because there's definitely links there between World Mobile using Starlinks and how there was a video going around as well about how Starlink were saying that they can use less Starlink connections when they interact with World Mobile, and if the networks are set up properly, then it can really work well together. Rather than being competitors, there is a lot of synergies there and how they can work together. But I'll talk about that in another video. But again, there's links here, Charles, Elon, SpaceX. Elon in the White House. People are putting a lot of these pieces together and they're coming up with their own answers. We don't know. There has been absolutely nothing clarified yet in terms of crypto policy, in terms of SpaceX, any of this kind of stuff. But a lot of these things really do lead to FOMO. A lot more people getting involved, a lot more people getting interested. There was other ones with e-voting, with Cardano and Hedera were linked with an XRP, I think, in that one for e-voting in the US. But all these types of things are just leading to more and more speculation and potential for what could happen. What else have I got here? So we even see Robinhood have relisted ADA in the last week. I think that was just a week ago. So the 13th, so yeah, just a week ago today, relisted ADA, Sol, Pepe, XRP, and yes, and ADA, Cardano. So these types of things are, people are looking at this and it's like, okay, now are we starting to get clarity? Is it safe to go back into these assets? We see President Trump come out talking about how there would be very favorable tax laws for cryptos that are based in the US. So again, with Charles and IO being based in the US, again, that leads to people being very favorable towards ADA. So these AMAs that Charles has got back doing, I'm thinking of doing a summary video of these, taking out some of the main clips and doing dedicated videos on them. When you look at them, this was over 2 hours. So if there's interest in me kind of taking the main clips out of these, doing one video based on that, let me know in the comments section below this. But you can see here, really great to see someone put in all the timestamps. This is the one that the XRP stuff came out of. What else came out of this? Asking about XLM, Keystone Wallet. Where is it? Do you know what? Maybe I'll do a video on this one because it touches on a lot of different aspects. There's a lot of crypto stuff. There's some stuff that isn't crypto. Doge, actually, that was an interesting tweet there too. We've seen now again, this is another throwaway comment, but it's one that's taken and starts to grow legs. So when Charles was talking about the Coinbase 50, the index, which ADA is a part of, this is based on market cap and how much weighting each asset gets in it. You can see Cardano here. And then people were talking here about Doge, how it's nearly double what Cardano was, but that's just based on market cap. That's how this index is decided. And then this comment here, just wait until we are their DeFi layer, potential, UTXO. You look at what's going to happen with Bitcoin. So again, the rumor mill start and people start to get interested. Maybe I do need to gather all these different rumors together and put them into a video and show all the different possible outcomes, but that's definitely for another one. If we look at Cardano native assets, SNEK hit an all-time high against ADA this week. Congratulations to all SNEK holders, the community. It's great to see things like that happening. Now, one thing I have seen as well, people talking about the assets being down against the price of ADA. And this comes back to how funds generally flow into crypto. So if you take it up a level, which would be funds coming into Bitcoin first, then funds flow from Bitcoin into other assets like Ethereum, Solana, ADA, XRP. And then from there, it starts to flow down into smaller assets, which would be things like the Cardano native assets here. But you can always change on tap tools. You can change it here to USD. And you can see when you look at it in USD terms, there's a lot more green. Yes, there's some red still there. This here was based on the top traded assets in the last 24 hours. So this is the number of trades. Sugar, new meme coin, I don't actually know anything about it. Last 24 hours, down 30%. Still up 4 million% in a week. That's just what you get when you get into trading a lot of these newer meme coins. You can hit an absolute jackpot, but the majority of the time, you're just not going to get there. But you will always see some big winners. You just don't see the thousands of losers that come out of it too. If you're getting involved, do it with a small portion of your portfolio. Do it with the higher risk side of what you're trying to do. IAG, really good 24 hours. Good 7 days, up 33%, up 12% for 24 hours. Lots of that coming back to that tweet from Charles, which I will be asking Navjeet about next week when I get to sit down with him. Not sure how much I'll be able to get out of him, but I'll try my best for that. Maybe on Mondays, I'm going to start back at the market overview, looking at Cardano native assets, jumping into all the individual coins, seeing what's going on and what's been happening within each of the different projects. Any other suggestions on videos going forward, do let me know. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Give the video a like, subscribe if you're new. A lot more Cardano content coming out here. and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.